Formulas that drain downward. Da Cheng Chi Tongue. Major order the Qi decoction. All ingredients. Da Huang, 12 grams. Add near the end of cooking. Meng Shao, 9 to 12 grams. Dissolve it into the strained decoction. Jishi, 5 pieces or 12 to 15 grams. Hopu, 24 grams. Vigorously purges heat accumulation. Indications. Indicated for 3 different patterns. 1. Heat excess in the yang brightness organs. 2. Heat clumping with circumfluence. 3. Heat inversion. Severe constipations, flatulence, focal distension, abdominal fullness, abdominal pain that is worse with pressure, tense and firm abdomen, dry yellow tongue coating or dry black tongue coating, submerged excessive pulse, tidal fevers, delirious speech, profuse sweating from the palms and soles. Green, watery, and foul-smelling diarrhea indicates heat clumping with circumfluence. The tongue will be dry and the pulse rapid and slippery, and with internal heat excess manifesting with heat inversion, there is fever with cold extremities, thirst with sweating from the head, constipation and scanty dark urine, disorientation and delirious speech, cracked lips. The tongue will be red and the pulse is submerged, excessive, and forceful. Four types of abdominal issues will be present. 1 is focal distension or P. And 2 is fullness or man. 3 is dryness or zao. 4 is excess or shi. So in other words, we have focal distension, fullness, dryness, and excess. All 4 must be present. Cautions and contraindications. Use only when necessary because it's a strong formula. Age-specific contraindications. Conditions where the pathogen remains in the protective level and the exterior. 2. Hardness in the epigastric area. 3. Flushed face. 4. Patients who only eat small amounts. 5. Patients who have stopped eating. 6. Frequent vomiting. 7. Slow pulse. 8. Spontaneous sweating with normal urination. Some Western illnesses indicated. Acute abdominal conditions with pain and intestinal obstructions, pancreatitis, appendicitis, cholecystitis, and febrile infectious diseases, dysentery, hepatitis, encephalitis, influenza, lobar pneumonia, purulent tonsillitis. Also included are cardiopulmonary diseases, asthma, enuresis, urinary tract stones, hemorrhoids, stroke, hypertension, and schizophrenia, where intense abdominal fullness and high fevers and submerged excessive and slippery pulse is present. Modifications are for a high fever with severe thirst and a rapid forceful pulse, add Jimu and Shigao. For yang brightness organ disorder with damage to yin fluids with dry lips, and burnt yellow dry tongue coating. Add Shengdi Huang and Xuan Shen and Mai Men Dong. For severe abdominal distension, add Lai Fu Tzi. For accompanying signs of blood stasis, add Tao Ren and Shi Shao and Dang Gui. Xiao Cheng Qi Tang, minor order the Qi decoction. All ingredients: Da Huang, that is wine washed, 12 grams. Hopu, 6 grams. Jishi, 3 pieces or 6 to 9 grams. Moderately purges clumped heat. For a milder yang brightness organ disorder with tidal fevers, constipation, focal distension, and abdominal fullness. Abdominal pain that is not increase upon pressure. For early stage dysenteric disorder, relatively mild dryness and clumping of the intestines. Tongue is dry yellow tongue coating and a slippery rapid pulse. Tia Wei Cheng Qi Tongue, regulate the stomach and order the Qi decoction. All ingredients: Da Huang, 12 grams. Gan Sao, 6 grams. Mang Shao, 9 to 12 grams. Mildly purges clumped heat. For mild constipation due to yang brightness disorder with absence of focal distension and absence of abdominal fullness, but with irritability and slippery rapid pulse. Also nosebleed, swollen gums, swollen throat, and petechiae. Used for side effects or complications from inappropriate use of warming substances, including alcohol consumption. Directs rebellious stomach qi, treats hiccups and retching. Run Changwan, moisten the intestines pill. All ingredients: Homa Ren, 15 grams. Tao Ren, 9 grams. Dang Gui, 9 grams. Shengdi Huang, 30 grams. Ajika, 9 grams. Grind the ingredients into a powder and form into a pill. Moistens the intestines and unblocks the bowels. Indications are constipation, lusterless skin and nails, dry mouth with an unquenchable thirst, dry tongue, and a thin pulse. This is for constipation of a type commonly seen in elderly or after childbirth or after loss of blood and loss of yin, or yin deficiency with depleted fluids. Dry stools that are difficult to pass. Its action is mild, so it doesn't work very quickly. Extended use may be required. Western illnesses would be chronic constipation. Modifications: for any heat signs, add Jimu and Yuju. Ma Tzi Ren 1, hemp seed pill. All ingredients: Huama Ren, 500 to 600 grams. Qing Ren, 250 grams. Xiao Yao, 250 grams. Jishi, 250 grams. Hopu, 250 grams. Da Huang, 500 grams. Grind into a powder and form into pills with honey. Take in 9-gram doses 1 to 3 times per day with warm water. moistens the intestines, drains heat, promotes the movement of qi, and unblocks the bowels. Indications are constipation with hard stool that is difficult to expel, with normal or frequent urination. Tongue is dry and yellow coating. Pulse is rapid or floating and is submerged. Cautions and contraindications. Pregnancy or very weak patients. Western illnesses indicated: intestinal obstruction, reflux gastritis, hemorrhoids, bleeding post-hemorrhoidectomy, habitual constipation or constipation in the elderly, or constipation after childbirth. Can be used in treating cardiopulmonary diseases, asthma, cystitis, coronary heart disease, and diabetes. Modifications. For severe injury to fluids, add bitiren and gualoren. For severe heat accumulation with yellow tongue coating and rapid pulse, increase Da Huang and Meng Xiao. For severe debility, take out Da Huang and add Fan Xie Ye. For hemorrhoids, add Taoren and Dangui. For bleeding hemorrhoids, add Huai Mi and Du. For deficiency of the middle qi, add Ba Zhong Yiqitang. For intestinal obstruction from roundworms, add Wu Mei and Binglang and Chen Pi. This formula is really a variation of Sini Sun or frigid extremities powder, which is widely used to treat women's disorder and can be used for any condition with liver constraint, blood deficiency, and spleen deficiency, and characterized by hypochondriac pain or fatigue or reduced appetite, with a pale red tongue or a wiry deficient pulse. This formula has a wide range of applications. Has also been indicated for disorders such as blood deficiency with fatigue, or heat in the 5 centers, or painful extremities and trunk, and dizziness and heaviness of the head, palpitations, red cheeks, dry mouth and throat, fever, night sweats, reduced appetite, increased desire to sleep, contention between blood and heat with irregular menstruation, periumbilical and abdominal pain, malarial alternating fever and chills, weak blood and yin deficiency, or disharmony of the nutritive and protective qi, or phlegmy cough, or tidal fevers, or wasting of the limbs that slowly progress to steaming bone disorder. Can be used in the following Western illnesses: hepatitis, cholecystitis, peptic ulcers, gastric neurosis, cirrhosis, and chronic gastritis, PMS, fibrocystic breast disease, perimenopausal syndrome, pelvic inflammatory disease, and uterine fibroids. Has been used for goiter, schizophrenia, depression, optical neuritis, cataracts, and diabetes. Modifications. For a more severe hypochondriac pain with distension, remove Baizhu and add Shangfu. For intense fixed pain due to blood stasis, add Mudan Pi and Yu Jin and Sangleng. For vaginal discharge, add Jinyin Hua and Guanzhong. For pain over the liver with fatigue and a reduced appetite, remove Weijiang and Bohe and add Shangfu and Fo Shu. and Dan Shen and Dong Shen. For an enlarged liver and spleen, add Hai Piao Shao and Bie Jai and Mu Li. For fibrocystic breasts, remove Jigan Sao and add Wang Bu Liu Xing and Ji Shui Teng and Dan Shen and Shang Fu. Bansha Xie Xin Tang, Pinellia decoction to drain the epigastrium. All ingredients: Ji Bansha 9 to 12 grams, Ganjiang 9 grams, Huang Qin 9 grams, Huang Lian 3 grams, Renshen 9 grams, Da Cao 12 pieces, Jigan Sao 9 grams. Harmonizes the stomach and directs your bilious qi downward, disperses clumping, and eliminates focal distension. Indicated for epigastric focal distension, fullness and tightness with very slight or no pain, dry heaves or vomiting, borygmus with diarrhea, a reduced appetite. A thin yellow and greasy tongue coating may be red at the tip. Pulse is wiry and rapid. Possible indication is an improper purging of exterior or half exterior, half interior condition with underlying spleen and stomach deficiency. The result of improper use of purging formulas is known as clumping together of cold and heat, or Han Re Hu Jie, or mixing of cold and heat. Cautions and contraindications. This formula is for focal distension caused by clumping of constrained heat and fluids in the epigastrium. If the focal distension is due to qi stagnation or food stagnation, this formula will not work. Can be used for the following Western illnesses, but not limited to these illnesses: digestive system disorders, gastritis, peptic ulcers, gastroesophageal reflux disease, chronic cholecystitis, colitis, hepatitis, hyperthyroidism, chronic asthma, conjunctivitis, ulcers, coronary artery disease, insomnia, amenorrhea, morning sickness. Modifications. In case of damp heat in the middle burner with vomiting and focal distension, remove Renshen and Ganjiang and Da Cao and Jigan Sao and add Ji Shi and Shengjiang.